10 potential wrestlers to defeat Brock Lesnar. Number 10. Bobby Lashley. When WWE brought back Bobby Lashley, there's one dream match that everybody immediately started talking about, and that was the potential battle between him and Brock Lesnar. Something that fans have wanted to see for an incredibly long time. Lashley has been booked strongly since his return, a little weirdly with the odd storyline involving his sisters, but in terms of his in-ring work, WWE has ensured that he looks good and he has been protected to this point. If WWE really wants fans to take him seriously as a main event talent, then there's no better way than having him be the one to take on the Universal Championship away from the Beast. There's no doubt that they have a match, as the story simply writes itself, but the outcome all depends on how much the company believes in Lashley. Number 9. Batista. He might not be on the current roster, but Batista has made it very clear in plenty of interviews that he wants one more run with WWE, and there wouldn't be a better way to kickstart that than seeing the Animal defeat Brock Lesnar to return to the company. Batista's career certainly deserves one final run as champion like so many other wrestlers get, and adding his name to the Universal Championships holders would continue the belt's impressive prestige. Plus, a match between him and Lesnar has some serious star power and mainstream names that would attract a big audience. The Hollywood star has stated that if he comes back, he wants to do it properly, not as a part-time talent, so that issue wouldn't exist. And one final run as champion before retiring and earning a spot in the WWE Hall of Fame would be good to see. Number 8. Finn Balor. The first ever Universal Champion has never had a shot at the title. He never officially lost since returning from his injury, and even though he has lost tons of the momentum he had following his main roster arrival, the potential with Balor is still very much there. His booking of late has certainly improved, and a major win against Brock Lesnar could be exactly what he needs to restart his career as a main event star, giving him a chance to prove he can be the man that WWE thought he was following his NXT run. Lesnar historically puts on very good matches with wrestlers who are smaller than him, with the likes of CM Punk and Rey Mysterio being great examples. So there's no reason the match quality should not be good, and if Balor decides to bring back the Demon, it could make the result even more believable. Number 7. Aleister Black. Speaking of momentum from NXT, the current NXT champion Aleister Black has plenty of that right now, as the hottest thing in the developmental brand, and there's no doubt that he's main roster bound in the near future. Black has too much talent to waste, and his mysterious gimmick is something that will stand out on the main roster, as will his in-ring style, which is very athletic and full of brilliant strikes that should blend well against Lesnar's style. Aleister Black should be a main event name whenever he arrives on the main roster, and should not be anywhere near the mid-card, as he is simply too talented for that, and there's no doubt someone of the WWE Universe won't know who he is, so having him come in to slay the Beast would instantly make everyone stand up and listen. Number 6. Shinsuke Nakamura. He might currently be on SmackDown Live, but there's no telling just how long Brock Lesnar is going to hold on to the Universal Championship. After all, everyone thought he was definitely going to lose his last 2 title matches, and he didn't. So it could be until another superstar shakeup takes place. That opens the door for potential SmackDown Live superstars to be the one to defeat Brock Lesnar, and Shinsuke Nakamura is certainly a distinct possibility. The King of Strong Style has finally started to get booked correctly and is now seen as an actual threat, so seeing him face Lesnar is a real possibility should they align on the same brand. Both men have actually wrestled before in Japan, but both are much different athletes now, and this match would be certain to be incredibly stiff and very different from most of Lesnar's recent matches, which is why Nakamura would be a good candidate to beat him. Number 5. John Cena. Who else but Big Match John to be the person to finally defeat Brock Lesnar after all this time? Both men had an historic rivalry with each other throughout the years, and this will simply be another chapter in that story. Cena has never held the Universal Championship, so you know that'll be happening at some point, but having the true WWE hero waltz in and get the job done is typical WWE booking that has made fans hate Cena for years, so why change the habit? While it might not be the most popular decision, it would actually have an interesting story if Cena came back after so many losses, looking to get back on top and beat Ric Flair's record by taking down Brock Lesnar. It is something that you can very much imagine happening. Number 4. Roman Reigns. If John Cena potentially beating Brock Lesnar would make fans unhappy, this one would send the WWE Universe into a meltdown. But Roman Reigns is certainly someone who WWE might choose to defeat Brock Lesnar, despite the fact he has tried and failed countless times. Reigns might have been beaten bloody by Brock Lesnar several times now, but he is still the man WWE sees as the future of the company. And even though he is never going to be cheered like management want him to be, eventually they're going to give him the push to the title. Their last encounter ended in controversial fashion with their steel cage bout at the Greatest Royal Rumble. And this is how they will be able to set up one more match between them, where the big dog might finally overcome the one obstacle he has failed to defeat in his career thus far. Number 3. Daniel Bryan. We go from a man that fans will hate to see defeat Brock Lesnar to one that fans would love to see beat the Beast. Daniel Bryan completing his incredible return with a World Championship win to get back to where he was when he was forced to retire will be a perfect story to tell. Everyone loves an underdog story, and nobody tells one better than Daniel Bryan. And who better to be an underdog against Brock Lesnar himself? The story is easy. Bryan wants the title. Lesnar could be out to finish Bryan's career once and for all, and while it might be a tough one to watch, with so many suplexes likely not being great for Bryan, you know he could pull an amazing match out of the MMA athlete. Bryan revealed he was working on a new in-ring style specific for his rumored Lesnar match before he retired on Total Divas, and it would be fun to see that play out. Plus, the reaction for Bryan victory against Lesnar would be one of the best ever. Number 2. Braun Strowman. If WWE wants to protect Brock Lesnar for future use, having him lose against somebody believable, like when he was beaten by Goldberg, then Braun Strowman is the best bet, as he looks like a man who could actually beat Lesnar in a fight. And there aren't many of those people in the world. Braun Strowman is incredibly over with wrestling fans right now and deserves to be given that rocket strap pushed to the very top. And the only way to do that is to defeat Brock Lesnar and become the top guy on Raw. If WWE wants a dominant champion who is seemingly unbeatable, they can easily do that, but with Strowman, who unlike Lesnar will be there every single week, which is what fans want to see from their champion. Number 1. Seth Rollins. Right now, there's nobody performing better than Seth Rollins in the entire company. The man is firing on all cylinders, defeating all challengers, and putting on entertaining matches, no matter their ability or the lack of story between them. When Rollins is in his groove, you have to search far and wide to see someone better than him in the entire world, and that is the case right now. So it is crucial WWE doesn't miss this opportunity to fully push him and make him the star that he could be. Rollins has worked with Lesnar before, and the two have very good in-ring chemistry, which means they will be able to put on a great match. So hopefully, WWE has the confidence to do it and truly make Raw Monday Night Rollins.